you, find out if you're okay, tell you how sorry I really am for what happened.
Hey everyone, welcome back to your nerdy show. I'm your host, Spoiler Master. Today we're diving into the much anticipated return of Surface, Apple TV Plus psychological thriller that's got us all hooked. After a cliffhanger-filled Season 1, we're finally back for Season 2, and it doesn't waste any time stirring up new mysteries and tensions. So if you're ready to dive into this intricate web of secrets, betrayal, and lost memories, then let's break down the first episode and what it means for Sophie Ellis and her quest for truth. All right, let's jump in.
7,000, 7,008.
Sophie Ellis returns to London. We pick up right where Sophie's journey took a major turn in Season 1. After surviving a near-fatal accident and uncovering her true identity as Tess Caldwell, Sophie once again finds herself in a new city, this time London. She's shaken off her past life in the United States, and her mission is clear. She's searching for the answers about who she really is and what happened to her mother, Emma. In the opening scenes, Sophie is seen attending a high-profile charity event, but the real intrigue begins with her actions leading up to this. Before showing up at the Huntley Foundation event, Sophie makes some significant crypto transactions. It's a small but crucial detail. We're starting to see just how meticulous and calculating she's become in her quest for answers. It's clear that this isn't just a social event for her. There's something deeper going on. At the charity auction, Sophie places an enormous bid, £25,000, for season ticket to the Philharmonic. Now, this bid immediately grabs the attention of a woman seated nearby, Eliza Huntley, who, unbeknownst to Sophie, is someone from her past. A lot has changed since Sophie left England, but one thing is certain. Sophie hasn't forgotten Eliza. And judging by Eliza's reaction to Sophie's sudden reappearance, she hasn't forgotten Sophie either, though the emotions are far more complicated.
You know, I thought I would never see you again.
The reunion, Sophie and Eliza Huntley. Sophie and Eliza have a rich, tangled history. In their younger years, they were close friends, but that friendship turned into something more, a romantic relationship. Sophie and Eliza's reunion is fraught with emotional baggage. Eliza is still clearly hurt and resentful about how Sophie just vanished from her life without any explanation. Sophie's abrupt departure left Eliza devastated, and it's clear from their conversation that Eliza tried for years to reach out, only to be met with silence. Sophie's return is anything but warm. Eliza is caught off guard and initially isn't interested in rekindling their friendship. She's focused on the event and her. This encounter is just another reminder of Sophie's betrayal. But Sophie, in her typical fashion, doesn't back down. She's here for one thing, to reconnect with Eliza and uncover the truth about her past. Her actions speak louder than words. The extravagant bid at the auction, the sudden reappearance, all of it is part of a larger plan, though Sophie herself seems uncertain about what she truly wants from Eliza. As the episode progresses, we learn more about the Huntley family. Eliza, it turns out, is now a professional cellist with a successful career. She still performs at the Philharmonic, and Sophie's bid for the season tickets is no coincidence. It's a gesture, albeit a complicated one, signaling that Sophie has not forgotten her past with Eliza. She's trying to make a connection, even if that connection might be more complicated than either of them is willing to admit. Their interaction isn't just about rekindling an old romance, though. It's also about Sophie uncovering the pieces of her life that have been lost due to her memory loss. She learns that her past in England wasn't as straightforward as she initially thought. Sophie didn't just leave England. She had a job at the Huntley estate. She worked there as a stable hand, far removed from the world of wealth and privilege the Huntleys inhabit. Yet this was where she met Eliza, and their bond quickly deepened, leading to their romantic involvement. But what drove Sophie to leave so suddenly? And more importantly, why does she feel such guilt and regret for leaving Eliza without any explanation?
Are you back in London? I'd like to continue our conversation.
Sophie's past, the mysterious Callum Walsh. Later in the episode, things take an even darker turn as Sophie receives a voicemail from a man named Callum Walsh. The name doesn't ring a bell to her, but the message makes it clear that Callum has been trying to get in touch for months. This is news to Sophie. According to Callum, they had been in contact before her accident, but due to her memory loss, Sophie has no recollection of their previous discussions. So who is Callum Walsh? Well, Callum is an investigative journalist, and he's been digging into some serious issues involving the Huntley family. Specifically, he's been investigating the dark side of the Huntley patriarch, William Huntley. Callum has been piecing together evidence that connects the Huntleys to multiple mysterious deaths over the years, though none of these allegations have been proven due to the family's wealth and influence. Callum's pursuit of the truth has put him in direct conflict with the Huntleys, and it's clear that he's working on an explosive story that could bring the whole family down. As Sophie listens to the voicemail, she slowly begins to piece together a shocking truth. She had contacted Callum months ago because she suspected that William Huntley was responsible for the mysterious death of her mother, Emma. Sophie's mother's death had always been a mystery, and Sophie's own investigation into it led her to make the connection between Emma's death and the Huntleys. It's a pivotal moment for Sophie as it sets her on the path to uncover the full extent of the Huntley family's secrets.
It's just standard procedure.
It's illegal to record someone without their explicit.
The Huntley family's dark secrets. This is where things get even more intense. Callum reveals that he had been in contact with a woman named Phoebe who was willing to provide key information about the Huntleys. However, Phoebe has gone silent after leaving for a vacation in France. It's implied that Phoebe was a sex worker who had been in the orbit of the Huntley family, and she had crucial information that could expose their criminal activities. But as Callum finds out, Phoebe has gone missing, and the implications are clear. The Huntleys have silenced her. Callum's investigation, which had been inching closer to uncovering the truth about William Huntley's involvement in multiple murders, is now in jeopardy. A lawyer representing the Huntleys has already threatened Callum's employer, the Britannian, warning them not to publish any articles about the family. And we later learned that the Huntleys have resorted to more extreme measures to protect their secrets. Phoebe has been killed, and the Huntleys have covered their tracks. This is where Sophie's own investigation becomes intertwined with Callum's. She has the evidence that could expose the Huntleys, but she doesn't remember how she obtained it. She finds a box at a public library containing clippings about the Huntleys and the mysterious death of her mother. Sophie, now in possession of this crucial information, decides that it's time to take action. She's determined to expose the Huntleys for the crimes they've committed, not just for her mother's death, but for all the lives they've ruined in the process.
You ready to tell me what this is about?
Eliza and I are friends.
Sophie and Callum team. Up at the end of the episode, Sophie makes a pivotal decision. She reaches out to Callum, determined to work together to expose the Huntleys. They meet during one of Eliza's performances, where they discuss their plan to bring the Huntley family's criminal activities to light. It's clear that Sophie is no longer just a woman trying to recover her memories. She's become someone with a mission to bring justice for her mother, for the victims of the Huntley family, and perhaps even for herself. As we close out this episode, we're left with a lot of questions. Will Sophie and Callum succeed in exposing the Huntleys? What other secrets will Sophie uncover about her past? And will Sophie and Eliza be able to rebuild their fractured relationship, or is their romantic connection a thing of the past?
That? Did you ever even worry if I was okay?
Our nerdy thoughts. Season 2 of Surface has certainly started with a bang, and we can't wait to see where this tangled web of lies, betrayal, and family secrets leads us. So, that's a wrap for today's breakdown. What do you think of the first episode of Surface Season 2? Are you excited to see how Sophie and Callum's investigation unfolds? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching.
No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.